if you didn't even know who you were to begin with. Maybe as a kid you felt more like yourself, but then as you grew up you kind of lost that sense of self, you lost your spark, you don't know how to get it back, you don't really know where it even left, you don't know who you really are outside of other people, and you find yourself always confused on what you really want. If this sounds like you, this is definitely the video for you, and we're gonna go into more links on where things like this can come up. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It has been a while since I have made a video, but I am back and better than ever. So today I want to make a video on the topic of why you may not be feeling like yourself. I have found this to be a problem for me for a long time, and I finally realized some of the connections of why this was happening. And so I wanted to share it in a video, and hopefully it can help somebody like it helped me. So especially with social media and everything, you're seeing everybody else's lives that are fabricated for social media. You're seeing people's lives that are real, but they're in a different place than you, and you can find yourself comparing yourself to every other person, but every other person has a different life path, learn things at a different rate, is behind in some areas where you're ahead, and vice versa. If you notice yourself doing this, it is definitely a sign that you need to find who you really are and stop trying to be other people. Because even me, like, knowing this fact, sometimes I'll still slip into the thinking of, oh, well, like, this person seems really happy doing this, so maybe I should do it too, because I kind of always had this sort of tiny interest in it, even though if I explain it to myself enough or mill it over in my head enough, I'm like, oh, I don't actually want to do that. But for a second I get all excited about this thing and I'm like, wait, but I'm just ignoring the thing that I actually want to do. So like, or the person that I actually want to be. So that's kind of defeating the purpose, right? Like that kind of thing. And through like me going through this and trying to be like other people, thinking that if I'm just more like this person who has these good characteristics that I feel that I do have, like maybe if I'm more like them in that way, like it'll work for me, even though like you need to kind of make everything your own. Sure, maybe you're inspired by things and you should take those certain things that really stick out to you into account. What do I like about this? What is intriguing to me about this? Because you're not going to be interested in something that has no impact, like no value for you. You're going to be drawn to things that remind you of who you should be, but copying other people isn't the way to get there. And originality is going to be the thing that feels the best to you, which is obviously the goal here. But so I want to use an example being my name. I always used to hate my name. I never liked when people would address me by it. Only people I liked. I only liked when people I liked addressed me by my name. I hated when it was used in a way that was punishing me, like my full name rather than just my nickname was used for that. So then I began to hate my full name and then go by my nickname, which I still didn't like because I didn't like when people were calling me that. So I kind of realized after being like, I'm gonna change my name. I'm like going through all these names, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick out a different name, but I'm gonna start fresh. And then I thought about it some more, and then I realized, but the problem is that I don't like people like authoritatively calling me my name, or people I don't like calling me my name, and that's never gonna stop. So the name isn't the problem, it's the people who are saying my name that's the problem. And that's never gonna go away. So I could change my name, but I'm still gonna hate when people call me my name. And then it's gonna feel weird because it's like not the same name anymore. And then there's like a disconnect even more, and then it's weird. And I was also thinking about the fact that I don't know anybody like that has this name, or I don't like it because this, I don't like it because people mispronounce it. I was using that as like one of my bigger excuses, but like that wasn't the reason. The reason was that I was trying to be somebody else, and I was hoping that if I like took on another name, I'd take on a whole new like personality, and I'd be a different person, and I'd change all my problems that were problems. And this is like so in-depth, and I don't know what led me down this road, but it led me to see that me trying to change my name was me thinking that like I could escape some version of myself by changing my name. So then I began to think, I'm like, well, what if I made my own brand, as they say? My name doesn't have to like be associated with anybody else. It's my name. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this name is common for like this age group or like this type of person or something. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. I was trying to make myself into like a comparison to somebody else, even though I didn't know anybody that had my name well enough. I just like saw my name in a certain light. So anyway, that's my good example of trying to like escape and become somebody else through like certain changes, because I thought that, oh, these people have like such good names, even though I'm like, I like the name on myself, so why do I have such a problem with it? I don't know. So then this will go into stop labeling yourself from other people's opinions or trends. And so this is what I was kind of doing, labeling myself defined as what vibe my name gave off or something. But aside from that, I want to go into how people seeing you a certain way can also affect this. I want to go into the topic of how people will label you with certain characteristics from their point of view. And this can be something that you kind of take to heart more and are like, wow, like this is who I am because this is what other people see, like that must be how it is. Or like, especially when you start to change things about yourself and like people know you as the older version of yourself, when you start doing that inner work and you're like, now I feel like I'm stuck because these people think this certain way about me. Everybody's perception of you is going to be different, and everybody's always going to have a perception of you, but their perception is based off of their beliefs and how they see the world, and that doesn't have anything to do with you. So show up the way you want to, and don't think about how are these people going to react if I start changing and like trying to become the more authentic version of myself. That's what I always thought. When I was in school, I was always the quiet kid, and I always thought everybody was constantly fully paying attention to me. Most people are just paying attention to their own lives and probably thinking that same thing about themselves. But even the people that are judging you, like how valuable is their opinion if all they're doing is nitpicking every single thing you do? Anyway, let's not get too sidetracked here. But I was too scared to change who I was or who I made myself out to be, which was inauthentic and the quiet girl who was only loud with her friends, and like it was just weird, and I like always felt uncomfortable with like people's attention, like, but I wanted it at the same time, and I'm like, I don't know. People will know you as something. If you weren't authentic and they knew you as that, like that's not you. You're the only person who knows who you are, and you might not know, if you're watching this video, exactly who you are, but you know the certain characteristics about yourself that feel right. And so once you start kind of focusing on those little things and kind of moving towards those and saying, okay, like this is what feels right, so I'm going to start kind of finding ways that I can embody these feelings and act the way that I feel is right for me. And I'm going to make a video on like feeling like you're too much, because that has been something that has recently come to the surface. So if you also feel like that's a problem for you, I'm gonna make a video on that too, and like how not to be bothered by people's opinions on you being too much for them. Then the other side of this one is with trends. Don't label yourself with trends either. It is so easy like to hop on trends at this point on social media. Everybody's doing trends all the time. There's always trends going on. They're flipping fast. Like you don't even know which one's going to be next. And I've heard that people will get on trends like of things that they don't even like. Like they'll buy clothes they don't even like just because it's a trend. And please don't do that. trends can be fun, but like also pick the things that you feel like you want. Don't do it just because other people are doing it. If you like to dress a certain way and that thing is out of trend or not trending anymore or something, wear it anyway. Who cares? And if people are gonna like point it out, be like, well, sucks for you. Like, I like this. This makes me feel good. Wear what makes you feel good. Wearing clothes that make you feel good and like confident is also very important. And like showing up in a way where you feel like more put together can really help you feel like you're shining a bit more. And it feels like a simple thing, but it's really not. So give it a try. And the thing is, again, with trends and stuff, or what people are all doing on social media, everybody is way too different to be doing the same thing as each other. Don't try to like be like these other people because it makes you feel like you'd be more likable or whatever. Again, back to the what interests you about what you're seeing. Is it just attention based, or is it, wow, like something in this feels like authentic for me, like I'm picking up on something here that feels like it's a fit for me, if that makes sense. So use those moments when you feel like, oh, like I kind of want to copy this, as something to be like, okay, well, like I don't want to copy this person exactly, but I'm noticing something here that feels like a fit for me. So be inspired, but don't copy. And all the people that you're maybe idolizing or thinking that their life is so great and trying to copy that, realize that everybody has their own problems too. And I know this is obvious, but like sometimes that goes over our heads when we see stuff, especially again with social media. I sound like a bitter old person. Social media, it's that social media. It is though. Anyway, realize that everybody else has their own problems going on. Once you get to a certain point in your inner work journey, you're gonna realize you don't want to switch places with these people. Like if you're feeling like you want to switch places with people, like I've gotten to the point, and that used to be me all the time, I'm like, oh, I wish I could just be this person. Everybody has their own problems. And then you're gonna look back on yours and you're gonna be like, wow, but like I've come so far, why would I want to switch? Like, I don't know, you should be proud of yourself for everything that you've gotten yourself through. You should be proud of who you are as a person. And one more thing I want to add is, if something that makes you feel like you're not yourself is the people you're around, it could be that you're outgrowing these people. Maybe like once you felt like you were a fit for this friend group, for certain family members, and now like when you're around them, it just doesn't feel good like it used to. You feel alone, you feel like you're kind of on the outside, you feel like you can't like really talk to them like you used to. If that's the case too, don't determine this on like your worth. Don't say like, what's wrong with me, because there's nothing wrong with you. It's that you are probably growing and they are not. Unless you think that they're growing and you're falling behind. In that case, it's definitely time for some inner work. But I think you would know which one is you. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, it's probably that you would be leveling up while they were staying the same. But don't let other people's opinions of you define you, because what they're seeing is just a reflected version of their own beliefs. You, what you do, who you are, that's your business. And everybody else is going to interpret it the way they want to. You can't convince somebody to think a certain way. But back to you. Don't try to copy anybody else. Use inspiration from other people to incorporate it in correctly to your life. So you're not copying anybody, you're just inspired by them. And don't be jealous of people, because you're your own great person. You got your own great things going for you. And once you realize that and truly embody that, you're going to feel a lot better in general. So I hope this can help you start to find yourself again. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos all coming soon, so I'm glad to be back, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you like self-improvement content like this, please feel free to subscribe, like this video. I would love to have you as a part of my community. And also, if you have any more tips like this, or if you have any video requests, go ahead and leave them below in the comments. I would love to see what you have to say. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.